Ryan was a human explorer. He had traveled to many planets in his small ship, but this time, something went wrong. During his journey through a remote part of the galaxy, his ship had a sudden problem. Alarms beeped loudly, and the engines lost power. Ryan tried to fix the problem, but it was no use. The ship was falling fast toward an unknown planet. The ship crashed in a thick forest. Trees with strange shapes and colors surrounded him. The air smelled fresh but different from Earth. Ryan quickly checked himself. He had some scratches but was mostly fine. The ship was badly damaged. He knew he needed help to survive and get back home. As he moved carefully through the forest, Ryan noticed many unknown plants and animals. Some glowed faintly. Others moved quickly out of sight. He felt both amazed and worried. He needed to find water, food, and shelter. But he also hoped to find someone else. Maybe the planet's people. After walking for a long time, Ryan heard a soft sound. It was like a quiet cry mixed with a hiss. He followed the noise and found something he did not expect. A woman was sitting on the ground, holding her tail tightly. She looked hurt. Ryan stepped closer but slowly, so he would not scare her. The woman had light purple skin and big green eyes. Her long dark hair fell over her shoulders. But the most strange thing was her tail, long, thin, and covered in soft scales. It was bent strangely, and some blood showed on the scales. He said gently, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" The woman looked at him with surprise. She did not speak Ryan's language, but her eyes showed pain and fear. She shook her head and tried to hide the tail. Ryan understood she did not want to show her injury, but he knew it was serious. Ryan carefully took out a small first aid kit from his backpack. He said, "I want to help, please." The woman hesitated, then slowly let him come closer. Ryan cleaned the wound on her tail. It was a deep cut, probably from a sharp branch or an animal. He used antiseptic wipes and wrapped a clean bandage around the tail. The woman winced, but stayed still. When he finished, she looked at him with a soft expression. Ryan smiled. "You will be okay." She nodded slightly and then pointed to herself. "Lyra," she said quietly. Ryan smiled back. "I'm Ryan." They sat together quietly for a while. Ryan wanted to learn more about Lyra's people and the planet, but they had no common language. He tried simple words and gestures, but Lyra only smiled politely. The forest around them was alive. Birds with bright feathers flew above, and small animals peeked from behind the trees. Ryan and Lyra shared some water and a simple meal from his supplies. Lyra tasted the food carefully. It was strange, but she seemed to like it. As the sun began to set, the temperature dropped. Ryan decided they needed shelter. He helped Lyra stand, supporting her injured tail. Together, they found a cave nearby. It was dark and damp, but safe from wild animals. Ryan lit a small, portable light. The warm glow filled the cave. He tried to make her comfortable with some blankets. Lyra sat quietly, watching him. Ryan thought about his ship. It was broken badly. He could not fix it alone. He needed help. But where? Who else lived on this planet? Were they friendly or dangerous? He asked Lyra softly, "Are you alone here?" Lyra looked away, then nodded slowly. "Yes," Ryan felt. A little sad for her. She was far from home, hurt and alone, just like him. But maybe together they could survive. That night, Ryan kept watch while Lyra rested. The quiet sounds of the forest were calming, but also mysterious. He wondered what secrets the planet held. In the morning, Lyra surprised him. She moved carefully, testing her tail. It was still painful, but better. She showed Ryan a small, shiny stone from her pocket. It looked like a jewel, but with a soft light inside. Ryan admired it. "It's beautiful." Lyra smiled, and for a moment their different worlds seemed close. Ryan knew this was only the beginning. He had helped Lyra with her tail. Now she had trusted him. What would happen next? Could they become friends? Or would the dangers of the planet keep them apart? For now, Ryan was glad to have someone with him. And Lyra, the alien woman with the injured tail, was no longer alone. After the first night in the cave, Ryan and Lyra grew a little closer. Although they could not speak the same language well, they learned small ways to communicate. Ryan used gestures, simple drawings in the dirt, and even showed pictures on his small data pad. Lyra smiled when she saw the images, pointing to one of a spaceship and then to herself. Ryan nodded, understanding she wanted to know more about his world. Lyra wanted to repay Ryan's kindness, although she did not fully understand human customs or values. She believed giving gifts was important. One morning, she left the cave early and returned with several small objects carefully carried in her hands. Ryan watched curiously as she placed them on a flat rock. There were coins made of shining gold, some with symbols unfamiliar to Ryan. There were also strange paper notes printed with faces and designs Ryan had never seen before. Lyra looked at him, her green eyes bright with hope and pride. She did not know what humans called these things or their worth, but she gave them to him as a gift. Ryan smiled gently. "Thank you," he said, even though Lyra might not understand. He picked up a gold coin and turned it over in his hand. It was heavy and warm. He remembered that humans used money to trade, buy, and sell things. But on this planet, these coins were just objects not useful for survival. He wanted to explain, but words failed him. Instead, he showed her his supplies: food packets, water bottles, tools. He made a motion as if trading something for food. Lyra watched carefully and nodded slowly. She realized that what mattered was not the coins, but the meaning behind the gift. Days passed. Ryan and Lyra worked together to explore the forest near the crash site. Lyra was quick and graceful, with senses sharper than Ryan's. She could hear distant sounds and see in low light. Ryan taught her how to use some simple human tools, like a small flashlight and a pocket knife. Sometimes they found strange plants with glowing fruit. Lyra tasted them carefully and smiled, signaling they were safe to eat. Ryan was thankful for her knowledge of the land. Together, they gathered food and built small shelters in the trees to stay safe from ground predators. However, the forest was not quiet all the time. Strange sounds sometimes echoed at night: growls, screeches, and footsteps. Ryan felt uneasy, but did not want to scare Lyra. She looked calm but alert, as if she had lived with these dangers all her life. One day, while searching near a river, they were surprised by sudden movement. From the thick bushes, a pack of wild creatures with sharp teeth and glowing eyes appeared. They looked hungry and aggressive. Ryan quickly grabbed his small blaster, but Lyra stepped forward with fierce determination. Her tail moved swiftly, like a whip. It struck the nearest creature, sending it tumbling backward. Ryan watched in amazement as Lyra's tail seemed stronger and faster than he expected. She fought skillfully, protecting both of them. After the fight, Ryan helped Lyra check her tail. It had a few new scratches, but no serious harm. Lyra smiled weakly. She trusted Ryan's care more than her own species' medicines now. They knew the forest was dangerous, and they must stay close to survive. Ryan thought about his broken ship and the chances of rescue. He tried to send signals, but the dense atmosphere and strange magnetic fields made communication almost impossible. He realized that staying on this planet meant facing many unknown challenges. In the evenings, Ryan and Lyra sat near a small root fire. Ryan showed her pictures from his home planet: blue oceans, green forests, tall cities. Lyra looked fascinated but sad. She missed her home too. One night, Ryan tried to explain the idea of money again. He took a gold coin from Lyra's gift pile and showed how humans used it to buy food or tools. Lyra's eyes widened. She had never thought these small objects could have so much power. She looked down, feeling a little embarrassed that she had not understood before. Ryan smiled and said softly, "It's okay, it's not about the coins. Friendship is more important." Lyra smiled back, and for the first time, she spoke a few words. Her voice was soft but clear. "Friend." Ryan's heart warmed. They had found a simple but powerful connection: trust and kindness between two very different beings. As the days went on, her tail was not just a balance tool, but seemed to respond to her emotions and thoughts. Sometimes it glowed faintly when she was near danger or feeling strong feelings. Ryan wanted to learn more, but also knew he must be patient. Meanwhile, strange ships appeared in the sky far away. Or I guess they were not friendly visitors. Lyra looked worried and said words he could not understand. He guessed her people had enemies, and the danger was coming closer. Ryan decided they must prepare. He taught Lyra how to use some of his small weapons, and showed her how to hide and move quietly. Lyra taught Ryan how to listen carefully to the forest and avoid dangers together. They became a team, blending human technology with alien skill. They hoped that their combined strength would keep them safe long enough to find a way home at night. As Ryan looked at the stars from the cave entrance, he thought about how strange and wonderful this journey was. He had come to an unknown planet, helped an injured alien, and found a new friend. The gold and money Lyra had given him were special gifts. But what mattered most was the bond they shared. The future was uncertain, but Ryan knew one thing for sure. No matter where the galaxy took him, trust and kindness would always be his greatest tools. Ryan and Lyra's bond grew stronger with each passing day. Though their words were few, their actions spoke volumes. Ryan found himself fascinated by Lyra's world and her unique abilities. He wanted to understand her better and, more importantly, help her heal completely. One morning, while they rested near a small river, Ryan watched Lyra's tail move slowly. It still looked weak and sensitive. Ryan carefully touched it, hoping not to hurt her. Lyra flinched, but did not pull away. Ryan realized that her tail was very important, not just for balance, but maybe something more. He decided to learn everything he could about Lyra's biology. Using his datapad, he scanned the tail and recorded information. The device beeped softly, showing some unusual energy readings. Ryan was curious. This tail might hold secrets that could help both of them survive. Lyra noticed Ryan's interest. She touched her tail lightly and made a soft sound. Ryan smiled and nodded. "I want to help," he said simply. As the days passed, Ryan experimented carefully. He tried simple treatments, mixing earth medicines with alien herbs that Lyra gathered. Some helped ease the pain, while others seemed to make the tail glow faintly. Ryan was amazed. Lyra's tail had strange powers that humans did not understand. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Ryan asked Lyra about her home. Lyra hesitated, but finally used drawings to show a planet with tall purple mountains and wide blue oceans. She pointed to her tail and made a circle around it. Ryan understood she was telling him the tail was special in her culture. Lyra's eyes shone with pride, but also sadness. Ryan felt a deep respect for her. She was not just an alien. She was a part of a world he had never seen, full of mysteries and beauty. Their peaceful days were suddenly broken by a loud noise. Overhead, several ships flew low across the sky, their shapes sharp and menacing. Ryan knew they were not friendly. He grabbed his gear and helped Lyra stand quickly. "Danger," Ryan said, pointing to the ships. Lyra's eyes widened. She said words Ryan could not understand, but felt the fear in her voice. They ran toward the forest, moving fast and quiet. Ryan hoped to hide, but he knew these ships could find them easily. As they ran, Lyra's tail glowed brighter, almost like a light in the dark. It pulsed with energy, and Ryan felt a strange warmth nearby. Suddenly, the ships opened fire. Beams of light cut through the trees, making the ground shake. Ryan pulled Lyra behind a thick tree trunk. He fired back with his blaster, but the ships were too strong. Lyra stood up, her tail whipping fiercely. Strange energy waves burst from it, pushing the attackers back. Ryan realized that Lyra's tail was more than just a body part. It was a weapon and a shield. The fight was intense but short. The ships retreated after realizing Ryan and Lyra would not be easy targets. Ryan helped Lyra catch her breath. She smiled weakly but looked determined. "We must leave soon," Lyra said, her voice firm. Ryan nodded. He knew they could not stay in one place. The planet was no longer safe for them. But where could they go? They packed their few belongings and moved deeper into the forest. Ryan carried extra supplies, and Lyra led the way, using her keen senses. The forest changed as they walked. The trees became taller, and the air thicker with mist. One night, while resting near a small lake, Ryan tried again to explain the value of the gold and money Lyra had given him. He showed her how humans used these things to trade and live. Lyra listened carefully but still seemed puzzled. "Friendship," she said softly. "More than gold?" Ryan smiled. "Yes." Lyra looked at her tail and then at Ryan. She touched his hand gently. "Trust," she said. Ryan nodded. Her bond was clear now. It was not about money or power, but trust and friendship. As days turned into weeks, Ryan and Lyra learned from each other. Ryan taught Lyra how to use simple human tools better, and Lyra showed Ryan how to move quietly and survive in the wild. Their teamwork saved them from many dangers. They became stronger together. One day, Ryan found a strange device near the remains of his ship. It was old, but still worked. He managed to send a weak signal into space, hoping for rescue. Lyra watched silently, knowing the signal might bring friends or enemies. Ryan looked at her and said, "We wait." Lyra nodded. They did not know who would come first, help or danger, but they were ready to face whatever the future held, side by side. The forest grew darker and colder as Ryan and Lyra moved deeper into the unknown land. They knew danger was close, but neither wanted to stop. Ryan was worried about the ships that had attacked them before, but Lyra's confidence gave him hope. She seemed to understand the forest better and was always alert. One afternoon, as they walked near a wide river, Lyra suddenly stopped. Her green eyes scanned the area quickly. She motioned for Ryan to be quiet and follow her carefully. Ryan obeyed, watching the thick bushes around them. Then, without warning, several large creatures jumped from the bushes. They were unlike anything Ryan had seen before, strong, fast, with sharp claws and thick fur. They growled loudly, ready to attack. Ryan raised his blaster, but Lyra moved first. Her tail swung like a powerful whip, hitting one of the creatures hard. The energy from her tail crackled in the air, stunning the beast. Ryan fired his blaster, and together they fought fiercely. After a long struggle, the creatures retreated, growling but injured. Ryan checked Lyra's tail. It had a few new scratches, but her strength did not fade. She smiled at him, proud and brave. "You are strong," Ryan said, amazed. Lyra nodded, but her eyes showed concern. She whispered something in her language, and Ryan guessed it meant more coming. That night, they camped near a group of tall trees. Ryan tried to teach Lyra how to use a small human device, a flashlight. Lyra was curious, holding the light carefully and watching the bright beam move across the dark forest. Ryan also told her stories about Earth and humans, using simple words and pictures on his data pad. Lyra listened, fascinated by the strange new world. She showed him drawings of her home planet, with purple skies and strange animals as they shared their stories. Ryan realized how much they were learning from each other, despite being from different worlds. Their friendship was growing stronger, but the peace was short-lived. The next day, strange ships appeared again in the sky. This time they were closer and more numerous. Ryan's heart raced as he saw the ships preparing to attack. "We must run," Lyra said urgently. They ran through the forest, trying to find a safe place. The ships fired beams of light, destroying trees and shaking the ground. Ryan fired his blaster to defend them, but the attackers were relentless. Lyra's tail glowed brighter than ever. She used it to create waves of energy that pushed the enemy beams away. Ryan watched, amazed by her power. Together, they fought back the attackers, but the battle was difficult. Finally, ships retreated, but Ryan knew they would return. He looked at Lyra and said, "We need to find help. Can't fight alone." Lyra nodded. She pointed to the sky and made a motion like flying. Ryan understood they had to reach a place where they could send a stronger signal or find allies. The next days were hard. They traveled through rocky hills and dark caves, avoiding dangerous creatures and keeping watch for the ships. Ryan was tired but determined. Lyra's strength and knowledge guided him. One evening, near a small mountain, they found an old ruin, ancient buildings covered in vines and moss. Ryan hoped they could find useful technology or shelter there inside the ruin. They discovered strange machines and devices, many broken or silent. Ryan used his tools to activate a small transmitter. It sent a weak message into space, hoping someone would hear. Lyra watched the lights flicker, unsure but hopeful. She gave Ryan a small smile. "We wait," she said softly. While waiting, Ryan continued to care for Lyra's tail. He mixed alien herbs and human medicine, trying to heal the wounds faster. The tail's glow sometimes shone with a soft light, and Ryan felt it was responding to the care and trust between them. One night, Ryan dreamed of home, green fields, clear blue skies, and his family. He woke with a start, missing Earth deeply. Lyra touched his arm gently. She did not understand the dream, but knew Ryan felt lonely. She whispered, "Not alone." Ryan smiled. With Lyra beside him, he felt hope. The future was still dangerous, but together, they faced it bravely. The bond of friendship between human and alien was stronger than any weapon or fear. Ryan and Lyra had survived many dangers together. Now their journey was about to change in a way they did not expect. After sending the weak signal from the ancient ruin, Ryan hoped for rescue. Days passed with no reply. Lyra grew restless, sensing something in the air. Her tail glowed softly, as if warning them of a coming change. One morning, far above the trees, several ships appeared. They were different from the attackers before, larger, with friendly markings. Ryan's heart jumped. Rescue was here. As the ships landed, Ryan and Lyra approached cautiously. Humans stepped out, wearing suits and carrying advanced tools. Their leader, Captain Maya, greeted Ryan warmly. "You got your signal," she said. "We're here to help." Lyra watched the humans with curiosity. She stepped forward and showed her tail injury. Captain Maya nodded understandingly. "We'll help her heal." The humans set up a small medical camp near the ruins. Advanced machines scanned Lyra's tail and treated the wounds with precision. Ryan watched, grateful for the help. But not all was calm. Some humans were nervous about Lyra's powers. They whispered about her tail's energy and the strange glowing. Ryan stood firm. "She is our friend. We must trust her." Lyra also shared stories about her people. With the help of translators, she explained the dangers they faced. Enemies from her home world who hunted her. Ryan listened carefully, understanding the larger war she was caught in. Captain Maya proposed a plan. "We can take you both to a safe place and maybe make peace with your enemies." Ryan and Lyra agreed. Together with the rescue team, they boarded the ship. The engines hummed as they left the planet's surface. During the journey, Ryan helped. Lyra understands human culture better, explained money and value again, showing her how people use gold and paper in trade. Lyra smiled, realizing that the gifts she brought Ryan were special. But trust and friendship were priceless. Lyra Stengel-Quote's tail grew stronger each day. The doctor said it had unique healing powers unlike anything seen before. Ryan felt proud of his friend. As the ship moved through space, they talked about the future. Lyra hoped to return home one day to bring peace to her people. Ryan dreamed of exploring new worlds with her by his side. Their bond had changed both of them. From strangers on a strange planet, they had become a team, stronger and braver together. The galaxy was vast and full of unknowns, but Ryan and Lyra were ready. No matter what challenges awaited, they would face them with courage and trust. And sometimes a simple act of kindness, like bandaging a tail, could start a journey that changed the stars. Ryan sat quietly in the ship's small common room, watching the stars pass by the window. Beside him, Lyra adjusted the bandages on her tail, now healing well, but still tender. Their journey had been long, filled with danger and uncertainty, but now they were safe for the moment. Since their rescue, Ryan had learned much about Lyra's people. Her home planet was caught in a long war between powerful factions. Lyra had escaped to find help, but instead she had found a new friend and a new hope. One evening, Captain Maya called them to the bridge. "We have a message," she said, her voice serious. On the screen, a hologram flickered to life. It was a leader from Lyra's people, an alien man with a stern face. He spoke carefully, offering peace talks and a chance to end the war if Lyra returned home safely. Lyra looked at Ryan, uncertainty in her eyes. She had feared returning might mean danger, but now, with the humans' help, she felt stronger. "Must try," she said. Ryan nodded. "I'll be with you." The ship changed course toward Lyra's home system. Along the way, Ryan and Lyra trained together. Ryan showed her more about human technology and strategies, while Lyra taught Ryan about her culture and the power in her tail. Their friendship deepened with every lesson. Upon arrival, they found a planet scarred by conflict. Cities were damaged, and skies were dark with smoke. But signs of hope glimmered, flags of peace flew in some towns, and people worked to rebuild. Lyra's people greeted her cautiously. Some remembered her as a brave warrior. Others feared her tail's power. Ryan stood by her side, ready to defend her. The peace talks began in a large hall filled with leaders from many factions. Voices rose in anger and doubt, but Lyra spoke calmly, sharing her story of survival and friendship with humans. "We have seen what trust can do," she said. "I ask you to try it here." Slowly, the leaders listened, the memory of wars. Pain was strong, but the hope of peace was stronger. Ryan watched with pride. He knew that their journey had not only healed a tale, but also healed a broken world. After days of talks, a treaty was signed. Guns were lowered, and allies were made. Lyra smiled, tears in her eyes, as she looked at the leaders joining hands. Later, Ryan and Lyra walked through a peaceful city, the sun shining bright. Children played and music filled the air. It was a new beginning. Ryan turned to Lyra. "Well, this is just the start. Together, we can make many more worlds better." Lyra nodded. "Thank you, Ryan, for bandaging my tail and for believing." Their journey had started with a simple act of kindness, but it had grown into a friendship that changed stars and saved a planet. And so, under the wide sky of the galaxy, human and an alien walked forward, ready for whatever adventures lay ahead.